let's start our day. And today we are proceeding with our first topic of our study. We talk of introduction to business ethics. But before we actually jump in, let's just try to have a quick recap or reminder of what we have just done, what we have read almost 2 days, right? This is our third day of our meeting. Yes, Mona Lisa, what do you recall from what we covered in the previous?
Last week I wasn't here.
That day?
That day was just introduction.
Sylvester, what did we do in our last meeting? Maria? When? Lero? Yeah, just tell us what you linked with us.
Talked about ethics, I think,
Mm-hmm.
which we are talking about ethics in human resource.
Mm-hmm.
We also talked about ethics in finance,
Mm-hmm.
ethics in production.
And what exactly did we say on those respective areas? Matthews, anything to share?
Introduction again. Corporate governance. What definition have me on here and you
Mm-hmm.
and then the meaning of the business. Yeah. Major business ethics me depth of business ethics.
Mm-hmm. On the scope, what exactly did we talk about? Like probably in finance? Tony? Sister, what did we say about the scope of business ethics? You've forgotten as well. We also talked of ethics in marketing, production, and all those kind of stuff. All right, so today let's try to look at issues which can affect operational activities of the business. And on the ethical issues, there what to focus or what to discuss, we have about a few areas. Number one, we look at employment law. Employment law. If you look at employment law, how do you think employment law affects the working environment? Any idea? How do you think employment law do affect the working environment? LAW, employment law.
I think Imamanga said my rules and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
As every employer is someone not going to apply or employer. Then it's like I'm a car in the car that order as
Exactly. So you will find that by our constitution or any country's constitution, definitely there are laws that do guide as how the working environment has to be. So in that way, everyone, the employer, likewise the employee, will be forced to abide by what is stipulated in the employment law. So definitely we may not work against what it is stipulated. So that if we work against that, then definitely one of the parties, the employer or employee, may take the other party to task. Are we there? That's employment law. Number 2, we look at equal opportunity. This time around is there, 50-50, right? Equal opportunity. So here, when say equal opportunity, is also encouraged that at any working environment like this place, at least we should have what? Equal opportunity. We don't have to limit some other people, but everyone should be at least exposed to the same what? The same opportunities that have to be there. So you may find that it would be one of the guiding principles in as far as how we should be managing or how we should be running our affairs, such that if we try to go outside or against such kind of stuff, we may not be able to have the best working environment, or the operations may be disturbed. We are there, right? Then we also look at employment regulation. Employment regulation. So you may find that employment regulation, definitely, they may not be very outside the Employment Act or the Employment Law, because the regulations have to be put in place so that at least they guide the relation, or they put a good relation between the employer and the employee, so that at least in terms of their working, at least there is cooperation, or there is cordial relation between the two. So employment regulation too would also affect heavily in terms of how the operations of a business activity have to be run or managed. You had another heading. You talk of ethical issues of an organization. Ethical issues of an organization. So here we try to look at areas in which we may see whether one is being fair or ethically being treated or not. And our first, we'll try to look at treatment of customers. How do we see, or how have we seen before customers being treated, and how could we spot out where, say, probably one has been treated fairly or one has been treated unfairly? How should how should customers be treated? How should customers be treated? Any case?
Respect,
With respect? Mm-hmm.
and have a mindset that the customer is always right.
Sorry?
Have the mindset that the customer is always right.
Depends.
It depends.
On whether it's doing the business.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes if you're doing the business which,
Can we observe order?
of course, sometimes it happens that when you're doing the business which literally things,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps that's why you lose.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be careful to handle them because you have first, what kind of work system
Mm-hmm.
we know how before they start buying.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, if you're dealing with customers who know what they want and how it works,
Mm-hmm.
it's easier. Just
It's
listen
easier.
to them what they want, and if you have it, you offer. If you don't have it, you can't offer.
Say you don't have.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would be an example or a situation where you have seen, say, or you would say, in this case, the employer, the customer has not been fairly treated,
For example,
or like you'd conclude, say, the customer has been abused.
like
Do you have any?
those the size of the team of property, you haven't even told him, you haven't even asked him. You must go research for him.
Mm-hmm.
They were the kind of some winner, like I said, if you have such a winner,
Mm-hmm.
they will move on or no. They will. Si je ne sais pas si je m'en prie, je ne m'en prie. They are going to go on this day.
Mm-hmm. So how-
how you take this next step?
Mhm.
It's either you go a bad way or good way.
Mhm.
Because I don't just want to answer.
All right.
So that's why after these days, I'm not going to offer service in New York or
Mhm.
yeah, at least one avoid the mistake that I mean.
So that the customer should feel good as he or she leaves your premises. So we have a number of ways through which artists we have to be able to help or to assist those who come to seek a service or a product from our service providing place. And at the very same time, most of the time, have you heard of the co-ed front desk liners at work? A good example. Where is the reception here? Reception, Ines, I would say so. We don't have reception
Do you know what the dick?
here. Yes, because there, I think it's an accounts office, right? Yeah, we know what happens to Kapita Minibaj. Most of the times, the business that is there, you know, most of the times, if somebody is coming at a place like this one for the first time, artists, we need to make sure that artists and they have to feel at home. And especially those people who are on the reception, most of the times they advise, they are trained in a special way on how they can be welcoming them. Most of the time, until they do smile, even if you haven't talked anything, that one has to smile. Have you observed that? All right, so in that, what we're looking at is we should treat customers fairly and well. But most of the times, have you heard customers being treated the way they look? Even if mugaone malo woti mina kuli ka security officers a guard, iwe ugamamwira, the way you look guides those guys the way they should treat you. All right, that's a story of another day. We also look at treatment of employees. There also we see a lot of ethical issues being seen on how employees are being treated. Can we give any scenario or situation where you see how an employee has been treated? Or how do you think an employee should be treated? Yes, Mona Lisa. How do you think an employee should be treated? Yes, it's your first time, right?
Sure.
All right, what's your name?
Kisa.
Kisa who?
Gombe.
Kisa Gombe. Just Kisa.
Yeah, just Kisa. Not like Kisa.
What does that mean?
Grace.
Grace. K-I-S-A.
S-A-2-S.
Okay. All right. How should employees be treated?
They should be treated with respect, and they should be considered as equals, as you say, to their workplace, to their managers and board members, but not that much, because we don't want to give them that much freedom, but they should have freedom of expression in the workplace.
So when you say employees should be treated with respect,
Yeah.
how do we demonstrate respect to an employee?
Okay. There are some organizations, right? Everybody works together. For example, organizations that help in okay. For example, let's say it's an orphanage. Okay. No. Let's say this school, right? There's the boss, and then there are lecturers. For a better relationship between the two, everybody, each of them needs to respect each other in their own lanes. Because you can't work together if you don't respect each other.
All right. So in treating employees, it would be seen in a number of ways. Let's take an employee has come forward with a grievance, How do you handle their grievance? You may find that the same grievance, different employees may be treated differently. If we have such kind of stuff, that's unfair treatment, right? If one has raised an issue, at least you should be able to give, you should be able to respond to that as probably as per the principle or whatever is there. A good example, if there is a grievance, with the antenna, they are considered or they are handled to the extent that those people, their grievances are held. Whereas we find that antenna, even if you try to reach your superiors or your bosses to say, I have this, you may find that nothing is taken seriously towards you. Such is the difference. We should be able to address handle every employee in the same way, without being biased or without being prejudiced. So fairness has to be there always. So you may find say, Antambi maybe Amadandaula Gabena Makala and Todi Wosasanga, just because they found that the company, the way they treat them, they don't treat them with dignity or they don't treat them with fairness. Also, we look at working conditions. Working conditions as point number 3, or as ethical issue number 3. Working conditions also may raise eyebrows. You may find that the way, what's a good example? What's the average minimum working hours?
8 to 5.
8 to 5, 6 hours a day, starting from 9 hours. 8 to 4. Sorry? Yes.
It's not like 8 is starting for other stuff. Of course, like school things and schools they don't reach 4.
Okay. What I mean is, we look at hours. How many hours one has to work?
It depends on the work.
Minimum of 6 hours, maximum of 8.
What about our constitution? What does the constitution say?
Constitution be 8 hours.
Not sure.
8, not 9?
9 hours.
You want to 8 to 5? 8 to 4. 9 to 17. You know 9 hours.
So, when talk of working conditions, there are a number of things that we need to look at. So, as we have just said, normal working hours is about 9 hours a day, about 45 hours a week, right? That's the normal working hours. And if one works outside those hours, at least there should be some consideration. Not so. That's why we have overtime and all other kind of stuff. And within these normal working hours, at least we should also give an employee a relief, so that as a kasundika type of woman. That's why we have break time and other kind of stuff. Have you heard say there are some working places where employees are not allowed to go out agaloa kutuluka ndiye kuda weru? Kwa mwenye. Is that fair? Chakaja muja, you eat zimarengera, eh? We also had a friend this morning was saying, at her first job, amanena kuti akamapita ku office akayamba kugwira ntchito no phone until wero. You see why? Because depending on the experience. on the job.
Yes.
So it's okay. Muntu should go ku ntchito asakakhale ndi phone.
Depends.
Depends on the
Depends
job.
on the way.
Normally, for example, whenever like as a most people are not using phones when they are doing their work.
Why?
I'm not going to.
What about myself? Is it okay to come here with my phone?
Yes.
No, yes.
When you are teaching.
Yeah?
Because you have to when you are teaching.
Eh,
To focus on the job.
yes.
Yeah. So coming with the phone, I think it's not okay.
It's not okay.
Yeah.
So I have to work without hours.
Yeah, of course we have like maybe a break, maybe or
Like,
yeah, like
of-
how you let the students talk instead of you.
no, that's not, for example, but
That's the break somehow.
no.
It's a tactical break. It's not that a break you are given. You can't be given a break because that's why it's a continuous 2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
So I can work 2 hours.
Yeah, you know that it's
Oh
only
my
2 hours.
God. Tony, you kill me.
It's not right because the first step we are in phone here.
This time around, right? You go everywhere. Probably so you bring in a working condition. Somebody comes up to say, no, we also have human rights.
And that's why when you are employed, you tell you everything. That if you're not okay with it, then I think you can't work together.
Leave.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not contract. I mean, I'm saying.
All right. So when talk of working conditions, we are looking at all those issues that do move around the working, so that at least we simply tell what is expected and what is not expected, so that at least munthu akamagwira ntchito azidziwa kuti ichi nchoyenera kapena ayi. But staying at work non-stop throughout. Because for example, teaching here, it has to be interactive. I cannot be just speaking here throughout 2 hours. That's why we should have time to discuss. You should also be able to respond, to say, this is not. Like see Mona Lisa here. She's busy on her phone.
No, we're not going to switch to my class.
Every way you are searching there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Then also we go for corporate behavior as another ethical issue. Corporate behavior. And when we talk of corporate behavior, what do you think we're talking about? Acceptable behavior at work. So it's like the company itself dictating, say, this is how we would like our company to be running. Like as our friend said this morning at their bank, no phones, that's the corporate behavior, right? Let's take even the dress code or whatsoever, reporting time and vis-a-vis. So you should be able to understand, say, what's the behavior of the institution you are working for, so that at least you try to align your personal behavior. Likewise, even the attitude itself. We have different attitudes, right? Sometimes our attitude, we cannot, everywhere we go, we cannot do what we want, but we should always be doing what the company we're working for wants us to do, to be doing, because we are there for the company. And if we try to be practicing what we feel is good by ourselves, we may not last long at the workplace. So we need to understand the corporate behavior. And that's why you have liberty. Say, Zagugani, you leave. Unless otherwise. Can you leave the job just because the job does not correspond to what you like? Yeah? Let's take you as when I found she don't do a simple reason. You can leave, right?
Yes. Oh, next thing.
In Malawi, no.
In Malawi. Okay.
Let's say,
Uh-huh.
okay, let's say you don't have anywhere to go. Of course you stay.
Mhm.
But if you have somewhere to go, you won't stay.
But sir, that's why when you're just starting a job,
Mm-hmm. this time around, you might see it even in our culture itself is transformed, right? I don't think we have 100% pure to say this is our culture or this is our living style. This like you malawererana. A good example, I have a friend. This friend, he went for a job interview. The Anamuzuri, if you had to join us, after Adam Lemba Sobano, his immediate boss told him, say, he had afro. He was about who does about something like that. So he was told, say, if you'd like to be with us, at least Izuzo Mugajos. There you see, from one side, Mundu Jalino full, right? From the other side, Mundu has to respect the organizational culture. If they say they don't want that, then how do we, how do you think we should be balancing this?
I mean, there's some people that have a reason why they keep their hair. Some religion based because.
So should you remove the hair just because the company doesn't want you, or you should leave the company?
Hey, God.
A good example like Tony, the way he looks.
If you want to work there, if you don't want,
We were recommended.
it depends with the offer.
Okay, for example, sometimes we not tabuza nchilo asana even asana lembedu even kumene. Let's take money antenna the judgment the way muntu akonekere. Ndabuza ndikati even the respect that you can have, even perception, the way you look determines what kind of respect and how much. So should we change our lifestyles just because we'd like to get a job?
Yeah.
I guess nobody wants to go around losing regulations, even with school. Yeah, my school and now my lessons, you can go to school that time. I'm not going to make it only a decent. You see?
What is decent in your understanding?
Decent.
What is decent?
My school and now they went around and many over and just because of the way you look. People don't know for this, many also. But yes.
That would be the last thing for Kumbu to was tough to answer. Because that would be my way of more essential. Also, I have a when I went to Chico, I'm a Kumbuza. Some of those only got a gentleman who was a family. After it depends on my own house, I'm not coming about. Moses said, I'm going to have a one hour. You got a 6 4. Who is a man of one car?
Then that's what much
Frank, you see your parents with that kind of hairstyle? Amadijadi. Amadija.
No, I know what is wrong and right. And when I watch okay,
They're just okay with that.
There is a time parents control you.
Yeah.
There is a time mama will see. Like really, Ivanova, in the end, to be the watch from tired of me. As long as I don't cause chaos, it's fine.
That is a business, yeah.
As long as I know what I'm doing, as long as it doesn't affect them, as long as it doesn't affect me, it's fine.
That's true.
Kumutabido diet has already affected you.
It's fine. Okay, I'm a middle wing. Like read the Santa Bankies.
Is that bad?
Yes.
What's that?
I mean, is that bad?
No, it's not bad. It's my choice.
Because Kwangu Naga is bad.
He's still a kid.
Yeah? Yes, I'm a Catholic. Yes. Yes.
So, why?
That's
Why?
Video about age.
about it. We're talking about
So definitely.
Why go to Catholic who does only okay, why when you say that the devil does only mama or say that they are my son?
That's what I'm talking about.
So udakala Seventh Day yofuna more than you go Catholic. Anyway, that's another topic.
You don't have to change. You don't have to change.
You don't have to change, right? So this time around, finally, we have even organizations that are fighting for human rights. So that even if we say like Kukandi Simena Bangira flank is a right, we should also create within the working setup. Could as well. We have people, Amabida Unshido, with rocks, even Pagabas, Abida Nshido. Alib.
You just have to look nice. Presentable.
What is nice?
Smart. You are
You presentable.
Yeah, presentable. But you're not presentable.
Yes. Maria?
Makeup girls don't wear makeup just to dress with men. Some just do it because they like it.
No.
Yes, I'm a girl. Why are you saying no?
No, I don't think that
Of course,
is
I don't
right.
put on makeup, but still.
That's wrong. That was
Even women don't put on makeup just because we have money. I'm a just because they like it.
Sister there, what's your take? Akuma is by nature.
Just for fun, you want
Just for what?
Yeah, girls
Just
do it
for fun?
Yeah. Yeah, girls do it for fun. Yeah, they look nice, smart.
No, as for it is, it's by nature. You should always be attractive, and that's why you do that.
Exactly. Be attractive for ourselves. not for
No,
women.
You know, I wanna. You know,
Hey,
yes, good. I want mama guys for you. Mama guys for my phone. Mama guys.
Mama, you want practice how I
Yeah, it's never been done. Never been done. For your mama.
Oh,
Yeah.
never.
okay, anyway, let's proceed. Let's proceed. All right. Let's have this heading. You write implication for a business and its stakeholders. Implication for a business and its stakeholders to operate ethically. Or in other words, it would be, say, what would be the impact of a business doing its work or operating ethical? What are some of the things that the business would gain if it's operating on ethical standards? I was saying implication for a business and its stakeholders to operate ethically. To operate ethically. To operate ethically. To operate ethically. Anything? Any importance that the business would have if it's operating ethically? Yes, Mr. Kisa. Sorry, you said? Reputation. You have a good reputation, right? Definitely. Exactly. Because people love you. What else? The other one is our first implication is marketplace advantage. marketplace advantage. How would you explain that? Marketplace advantage. Marketplace advantage. How do you explain that? So if a company, in whatever it does with dignity, it does based on moral principles, definitely it will gain a goodwill. I do believe most of you understand what goodwill is, right? So the moment you are liked, you'll be able to gain a good market share. Many people will be flocking to you just because in all your doings, you follow what? Ethical standards. In all you're doing, you follow the principles in as far as how the business has to treat all its stakeholders. Our next, investment and growth. Running a business based on ethical standards, you expect to have what? To have growth. And this growth would come in as a complement. Just as we have seen in the first point, the fact that you are able to gain a good market share, the fact that you are able to attract more people to your business, profitability will be a result, right? So if you are making money, you'll be able to use the money for other investment. You can diversify and growth will follow. Our third is employment performance. If the business is ethically principled, what do you expect in terms of performance? What would be the performance like? High, good performance, exactly. Namely, if Ogid and Shido, they are treated well, definitely they'll devote their time towards the job. And I don't think there may be room for negligence or laziness. People be working towards to gain more skills so that they can contribute more to their working efforts. The last part one, we talk of development. It's good and it's easy for a company that is principled to develop, unlike those crooked companies. Have we seen companies, Sabanga Zulungosuga and Antwao, or they retreat their employees or even other stakeholders? Definitely. If you have been labeled as a company with a bad image, definitely chances for you to grow are very rare because growth might not be there. Companies would grow if they are making profits. So if people are running away from you just because you are ethically not doing good, then definitely development might not be there. The last one, I think Tony might say it because he said business goals. He said company will be able to achieve their goal. Would you say something on that?
They're fixing the roof.
Young Cardi? All right. Tony, you said business will be able to achieve their goals if they are operating ethically. How is that possible?
Because in the field of business, you said go at this time, I want to maybe to sell maybe, for example, you have 500 units of products, you want to sell them. So if you do things this career and you have a market advantage, then means you have a market share which is huge. That means all the units which you have
might be so. Even kufuna soda kasoni ambili. So good reputation would push you to achieve your business goals in the most expected way. All right, let's also discuss the other topic, They're saying effects of operating a business and ethically in a society. Effects of operating a business and ethically in a society. Let's take you're running a business without following ethical standards. What do you think could be the impact? Or what could be the end result? Effects of operating business and ethically in a society. And ethically in a society. What would be the effects? Closure of the business. Why would the business close?
Maybe some organizations or government
Can close it.
Yes.
Even the community. Let's take you're not doing good to the community. Community tawugirani, right? All those kinds of stuff. Such would be an impact or the effect. What else? Sorry? Chaos. Yes. Can you say something on that? I wanted to give an example. My example is running away.
My ethics, like sometimes I'm my standards on how to work on an organization. So, very get a chill and ethically. It's either muzibanga violate maruza is it's either the company or the people who are associated with the company.
Okay. Let's talk about Castel. I think everyone is aware of Castel, right?
Yeah.
Do you drink
Yes.
beer?
Uh-huh.
I meant beer. You take beer, right?
Yes, I do.
She's Catholic.
I'm not Catholic, but I do.
You're Seventh Day?
She's Muslim.
Anyway. You take beer?
No.
Sister?
Mona Lisa.
I drink alcohol, not beer.
So this one is there.
Alright. For example, if we talk of Castel Malawi, drinking beer or alcohol at a tender age is bad, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's bad, right? How do such companies help so that at least they don't promote beer drinking to teenage?
Not for
That's not under the age of 18. Everyone can just read and just go.
Yeah.
But what do they do? They do nothing. Everyone can drink, right?
That's why I want to be under 19.
Oh, shit.
And does it that?
No, why drink?
Oh, no.
Sorry, I would like to to come back. Can you come again? What did you say?
They don't do nothing.
They do nothing. And
A lot of teenagers are influenced from alcohol.
alcohol.
Like you.
So you may find every company should help in bringing sanity in the community. So I gave Castel Malawi just because we look at same. It's the company that is an alcohol a drug.
Yeah.
It's under drug and abuse, right?
No.
Substance.
Drug and substance. Oh, it's safe. Frank, you drink?
Made him a dog.
I'm born again Christian.
Okay, so the question would be, these companies, drinking is not bad, but there should be a limit as to who should be drinking. Then the question would be, what do they actually do so that they don't bring chaos to the community? Because if family aguma modi salole definitely ndekuti chaos Germany nakandani uche ndekuti is coming in, but we should fight so that at least those things should not be there. So one of the solution, as he has said, for them, I know that is as in the ID, so that
Angafollowa mudziko limwe iligo.
Imene si solution to iwe ndai.
Kwa mini gade mumalawi bosa zingateki.
Asi iwe yo ndizaka 17. Ungokuza mupuri ya ndizaka 17 kwa ubuwe mpasa msawo. That's. So imene yawe ndiyabu ngomano singaka effective kwa mimi.
Komabe, it's better than just staying.
Anyway, let's ask, has Castell beer promoted or had an effect on the youth as you are saying? Is the research saying so? And how much space were lying like that?
Castell go do it.
Exactly. So I think there's nothing to do. And I advise so the people who can afford to do that as a government.
Iwe ulana pole Komabe sinonoga.
what's the minimum price?
Minimum price is 900 or 1,000. 1,200, something like that. That's the minimum.
Ari Castelo yo.
You get 900 or Castell.
Anajula.
Castell is 1,000. Yeah, well, those are luxury places. When I'm on my saying, we are saying put the minimum. The minimum is 800. So for a kid who wants to be spoiled, 800 minimum. Who's a sanga more maboro 5 million. Never sana mizira. Mama magajaso 5,000 each. Agona bombo. So I don't think it has an impact.
Okay, Dingwere is like institution like this one. Did you see Castell? Can it bring chaos?
Brings chaos because most of the government kids right now are the ones that are getting spoiled. That's why they want to start like that program.
Come again, I don't get it.
Like most of the government's kids, meaning like parents and boom, they're the ones that are getting spoiled so much because families out of school young.
Because of beer?
Yeah.
No.
It's because of what?
No, it's drugs.
No, it's because of alcohol.
No.
So, okay, tingodengera ngati okay, tikambe za institution ngati ino tikambe za institution ngati ino hello okay, tikambe institution ngati ino how this institution bring chaos outside. A good example is I just want to give an example.
Give an example.
For example, tingodengera like the way we are stakeholders, inuyo ndine, the way we are behaving, and we are also teaching the community that has surrounded us the very same behavior, right? Serena ndikuliwa? They follow that. And okay, whatever might be happening, when say the community, we are not only looking just an adjacent neighbor, or even when you go outside there, you may find that somebody might be attracted to say, I don't find the video just because many agona is many mabang, be good or bad, Mavism gets attracted. So such kind of stuff, others we should be able to make sure that others, as a company or an organization, others we should make sure that others we bring in sanity to the community that we have been surrounded with. Tirimo's right. So we are saying, we said effects of operating business unethically, right? The first effect is bad reputation. Bad reputation, that's bad image.
No, I mean the genuine effects of
Operating business unethically in a society. For example, whenever you go around, have you heard other people talking about this institution?
Yeah.
Do they speak good or bad? One being bad, right? Those people who are talking to you is the community that we are talking about here. Somebody, I think, I was just listening as those people were talking. I didn't show that I know this place. So these people were saying, this time around, Mahuli Sungabi is bar. So somebody even pointed, say, go invest over Rilong. You find them. They even said, here there are people, you walk naked outside in the street. So I was just listening to that.
They do?
What's the one?
What's the
The other thing, right? The other day, I just came and I was in my car there. So there was a certain lady. I know that girl. Confidential. I don't know. Nde anawira. And literally, the girl was naked. And Marita, you call Marita, right? No, don't mention names. No, that girl just came here. And Marita had to be shouting that. And that girl was responding. I don't know, I don't know. But the very first days I lectured her, she was too good.
Too what?
Too good.
Too good.
Yeah, like behavior-wise. Like behavior-wise. Behavior-wise, she was. I couldn't feel like the Ataubanga behave that way. Yes. That she was. I've met that girl many times. The other time I was in a company of my friends. Tinali Bujani, Tinali Timaja Nkumba Vansiga. Yes. And this girl came in a white dress. You would see whatever she has put inside. And I even felt like I don't want even to greet her because I didn't want my friends to know that I know her.
Why not?
But it's okay. So what we are looking at is to say an institution like this one. Whenever we're doing our transactions, in the behavior that you are doing outside, we also have to take responsibility for that. Though we may not take excessively because we have a limit.
It also has a good one.
Anyway, to see everyone. So the other one is low customer. That's the other effect. Low customer. That is, you lose much of your market share. Chirimo's right? Lack of growth. Lack of growth. Lack of growth. etc. All right. Those are the things that you may have a number of them. Those are the things that, at least if you are operating unethical, you may likely be able to face such kind of stuff. So we should try as much as possible that in whatever we are doing, we should do with dignity.
Dignity?
Yes. All right, we go to the CSRs. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah.
What's that?
Corporate social responsibility.
Yes. So we go to corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility. And under corporate social responsibility, what do you know about that? Corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility. Anything? Matthews, you talked about something. Do you have any? Share. Corporate social responsibility.
There are rules and behaviors that
Rules and behavior.
that guides individuals to act ethically.
Matthews, you mentioned about that. Tell us.
I think it's more like how
Mwewala.
many organization
I think the responsibility of an organization towards the society.
Societal goals.
Kizungumzeni marani? All right. So what we are looking at here is, when talk of corporate social responsibility, that is, in whatever the business is doing, it should be able, in their strategies, they should be able to include what do they want to do to what? To the society. Remember from what we have just done, we said whatever we do, we impact the community, right?
Yeah.
So all what we are looking at is we should impact the community in a good way. Others, when you talk of corporate social responsibility, others would say pay back to the community. You may find that for any business to be there to do better or bad, it has done so just because of the community. So how do you say thank you to the community? So you have to do something. That's why you find, say, sometimes, let's take University of Lilongwe, would maybe say help Kantagi Nagage, who try to help the community by planting trees. We have seen companies drilling boreholes in the communities. All those, they are part and parcel of what? CSRs, corporate social responsibility. Are we there? All right, let's write this on that. You write corporate social responsibility is a management concept. Corporate social responsibility is a management concept. Corporate social responsibility is a management concept. We are there, right? Whereby companies integrate, whereby companies integrate social and environmental concerns. Social and environmental concerns in their business operations and interact with their stakeholders. And integrate social and environmental concerns in their business operations and interactions with their stakeholders. So, zimachitika, just as we have already said, sometimes you may even, like here, do you do what we call community outreach? Kantagina kugaona anthu odwala, kugaona anthu ovutika. Sorry? They don't do that here. Yeah, or even you too. We look at such kind of stuff. We may find, say, as an institution, might put that as one of its corporate social responsibilities, so that within the year of operations or operating, you may make some programs like those, so that others you can visit people and give them whatever you can plan to give them. Just like which company have you heard or seen doing a lot of charity work or corporate social responsibility? Have you seen?
Yeah,
Ngadi, what company?
Organization
UNICEF, Standard Bank, and all those that you may have. Let's go to types of corporate social responsibility. Types of corporate social responsibility. And on the types there, we have corporate environmental responsibility. Corporate environmental responsibility. And on corporate environmental responsibility, what you are looking at or you are focusing on is helping others bring back the environmental issues. A good example, this time around, there is too much deforestation and all those kind of stuff. So companies may embark on bringing back the environment through reforestation and other kind of stuff. We proceed. And we go to the second, we have corporate human rights responsibility. Corporate human rights responsibility. Corporate human rights responsibility. Are we there? And under corporate human rights responsibility, what we look at companies others taking part in helping or promoting what? Issues to do with what? Human rights. Valentina, maybe I'll find it full just because they don't know. So you should be able to help those people others realize what their rights are. Then we have corporate philanthropic responsibility. Number 3. Corporate philanthropic responsibility. PHILA. Have you heard of this word before? Philanthropic.
Yeah.
Philanthropic. Have you heard of it before?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
I've heard of it, but I don't know the meaning.
Nice.
I've heard of it.
So when talk of this, it's like we have some people, they are doing it as an investment, but it's not really an investment, but they do such kind of a job just to help the community. A good example, at Hawambisa hospital, where people may be paying at a very reduced price, right? So it's like you do something to the community, not necessarily as an investment, but you're just trying to help the community. Just as probably you talk of they call Napoleon Zombe, they call Firawat.
Philanthropist.
It's coming from this way here. It's coming from this same way. So it's like you're doing something for the goodness of the community or to help the community. Are we there? Then we have corporate economic responsibility. Corporate economic responsibility.
Economic.
Yes. We're there, right? So, on that, all what we need to do there is like you are helping to boost the community economically. That would be through what? How do business help communities to boost economically? Offering jobs, yes. The people were receiving money through their phones. Money to my grandchildren and right. Does that help to improve one's life? Eh? Is nothing here? This time around, the government has come in with what? Ahmad? Social what? Cash transfer? What's the aim for that? To grab a home. Can somebody develop by just receiving money? Inozofuna ziba sana no?
Why not? Every month for my drama, even I even if I don't know what I think
Like 500,000?
Yeah.
You say
Even on my hands. Yeah. So if someone gives you 50,000, what are you going to do with it?
You can't. Okay, for example, what I meant is, if you turn it right. The get paid. I'm talking of Mutukulaba Home. Can you do better with that money? Because I don't think you can use it seriously. Ah. Better. Amada? Oh, it works. All right, let's end up with this topic: benefits of corporate social responsibility. That is to say, if the company is involving or indulging itself in corporate social responsibility, what are the advantages that that company might have? Can you guess any? Good reputation, exactly.
Boost their business. For example, my bank.
Exactly. All right, so let's have this. Number one, improve public image, just as you have already said. Number two, increased brand awareness and recognition. You may find those companies that are into corporate social responsibility, they don't necessarily need to invest a lot into their what? Advertisement. Because by doing charity work or whatever that they do within the community, it's part of selling themselves, right? And you may find, say, whenever we need a service, definitely, because of what they have done to our community, it lingers in our minds. Then you just feel like, if I want this, I think this is the company. I want that, this is the company. Are we there? Why are you always quiet? You're just like that. She doesn't talk. Or even if she just shows that a little bit as if she's trying to smile, it is there. Maria? Brand awareness and recognition. This institution, you do that. Definitely, also, I'll bring a surgery, the visually. This is good, okay. We have that. Cost saving, that's number 3. Cost saving. In terms of cost saving, we might also explain this in line with advertisement. You may find that businesses would spend a lot to advertise or to promote their programs. But if they're into social, if they're into corporate social responsibility, no need to be doing such kind of stuff. The business is self-promoted through that way. Then also have an advantage over competitors. Who would explain that? Say if a company is into corporate social responsibility, it creates an advantage over its competitors.
Yeah, for example, Airtel. Or Airtel is genuine. These guys have one convention to like football, like so it might copy and put us use some
products. Exactly. Then also we have number 4. We have increased customer engagement. Increased customer engagement. Increased customer engagement. And under increased customer engagement, what we are looking at is through doing charity works with the community, you find that there is too much interaction between the company and other stakeholders or customers. And in the course, you'll be able to learn each other and understand what needs are needed for either of the parties. The last one, more benefits for employees. More benefits for employees. Social benefits. Right? What benefits do you think as an employee would gain from the community? Because the company he or she works for involves or engages itself into social work. What would be the benefits?
What's the question?
I'm saying, here we're saying more benefits for employees, right? So I'm saying, what could an employee benefit from the society just because the company that he or she works for does corporate social responsibility? Good background. So you enjoy that social status, right? A good example, I remember the other time we were discussing this, somebody talked to say, Ndangari mwaifida ona wapolisi aumenyerwa takamulereza. All right. We end up by having this. Is the class full? Do we have somebody who is left behind? We are all available. So we end up with this presentation that we have. So all you do is you sit together and discuss, and among you choose who should be there to present. It's a group work, just as per my work planning. It's not an individual, it's a group work. So as that person or as those people be presenting, you will also be there to support in one way or another according as it will be the need right. So I'd like you to do the Kent and Kentian theory.
Okay, can you please spell that for me?
K-E,
Oh, na K-E.
K-E, I was saying K-E, N-T. You're there?
And the.
And ndirembe bwana.
Can you get this superman?
Kentian. Say Kentian theory.
Can't. Oh, Kent.
I think with this theory, definitely, it's a currently as I'm going to present with mods. What you do is you decide your own time, you what time. Look at this Kent and Kentian theory and talk, say what is it all about, and within what this theory stipulates, share what one can present. And you present this in a week after next week. That is in our next meeting, I'll teach, but that other meeting, I expect you to make a presentation on this. And when we talk of the Kentian theory, it talks about what we have discussed since day one of our meeting to this day. Do you know right? Oh, Peace is also supposed to be here. She's not here. So what happened last time? Some of us would sign it. Already. There will be 3, right?
3 there.
Yes. In another saying that the likes of Flank